So you want to be a top producer in sales. There's 3 things that you need to understand before that's going to happen. Number 1, you need to understand why people buy. Number 2, you need to understand what it is that you're really selling. Believe it or not, there's so many people out there that are in the sales business and they don't even know what it is they're selling. Number 3, why should people buy from you? Let's talk about the first one. Why do people buy? If you really boil it down, it's really just these 2 things. And this goes for anything. People buy things, number 1, to gain pleasure. Number 2, to avoid pain. Think about any little thing that people buy that you're willing to exchange your money for. It's always gain pleasure, avoid pain. Something that makes them happy, whether it's buying a car, it also solves a problem. They don't have to walk. Everything boils down to just that. So the problem with all that is that most salespeople don't bother to ask the question to understand why it is that their customers are really buying. They don't ask them. They just assume that they're buying something for a particular reason. It's like they're buying a nice house. They might just be thinking, okay, I'm buying this house because it's nice. Maybe they're buying it because they want 2 stores instead of 1 floor. You know, there's a whole bunch of different things. And the thing is that most people just don't ask the questions. You got to ask the right questions. Number 2 is you have to understand what it is that you're really selling. Over here, we're doing, real estate and loans here at our company. A lot of times people think, oh, we're selling houses. We're not selling houses. People have already been told since they were like this little that they should buy a house. You don't have to convince them to buy a house. They already want to buy a house. What you really need to worry about is why they should buy it from you, because you're not really selling the house. They can get it anywhere they want. What you're really selling is yourself all the time. Have you ever walked into a car dealership? You already know you want to go there and you want to buy that car. You already have your eyes on it. Salesperson walks up to you, can I help you? And whatever it is, something happens, they rub you the wrong way. Next thing you know, you're walking out of it and you're not buying the car. You're not buying the car that you really wanted to buy, because at the end of the day, you really didn't want to buy it from them. And you'll come back or go somewhere else where that salesperson isn't there. That's what we do, because that's what human beings do. So it's not the car or the house or the mortgage product that you're really selling. It's really you. It really boils down to you. What's going to get the customer to buy it from you? Well, I can tell you what's not going to get them to buy it from you. If they don't like you, they'll definitely not buy from you. If they don't trust you, they won't buy from you. And if they don't believe in you, if they don't believe in your abilities, they definitely won't buy from you. Because we only buy things from people when we like them, we trust them, and when we believe in them, because that's just how we are. So bottom line, as a salesperson, you have to ask the right questions so that you understand why your customer is buying. It's always to gain pleasure or avoid pain. And here's a hint. Usually the whole avoiding pain part of something is a stronger motivator than the gain pleasure part. That usually motivates them more. Avoiding pain usually pushes their buttons more. Try to understand what it is, what pain you're solving for them, besides the whole pleasure thing. I mean, they could be selling a house because, you know what, they're going through a divorce, trying to avoid pain. You know, buying something else gets them pleasure. But that pain part's a strong motivator for them. You don't know these things unless you ask the question. Of course, lastly, understand what it is you're really selling. It's never really the product or service. What you're really selling is yourself, because at the end of the day, they're not going to buy unless they like you, unless they trust you, and unless they believe that you know what you're doing. I hope it helps. Take care.